Hey guys, I'm back again with another quick little video here. I'm kind of impressed myself. This is 3 in 3 weeks, I think, which is more than ever. But I figured I'd go over something that lots of people have been kind of asking where the videos were about and where everything went. But I'm going to go over the dually again, the 2000 GM K3500 short bed dually that I got, crew cab. Lots of people want to see it. There's quite a few people have asking. I've had a couple issues with it. That's why it's kind of been quiet on the channel. I had issues with the VATS, the vehicle anti-theft system thing, and it's been a nightmare. This truck's got the Passlock system. I think there's 4 different versions, like a Passlock, Passkey, and then like a Passkey 1 and 2, or a Passlock 1 and 2, something like that. And they're just forever issues as far as I know. Like there's hundreds of forum posts, articles online, videos about bypassing it and stuff. And what it seems to do, to the best of my knowledge, is there's a chip or a magnet or something in the key that is supposed to be paired to a sensor in the ignition that has its own module that is supposed to allow the truck to start or not start. That way you can't use a slide hammer and punch out the ignition and steal the truck, which I guess it's supposed to work, but I'm pretty sure you could, because the bypasses, if they were to work as well as they say they do, you'd be in and out in 10 minutes anyway. But the system is junk, and I've tried 2 different bypass options now, both of which worked for a month, a couple of weeks, sometimes a little bit longer than that. And one of the ways I will show you in a minute here is the easy way to do it that most people recommend. That is, it worked for the longest period of time, but it's not working anymore. So I am going to go over here in a minute about the final fix for it, and then hopefully in a week or so down the road I'll have it running. And it's going to take a little bit of time, so probably by the time you see this video it'll probably actually be running again, but I have to send some stuff away for a week or so. But anyway, I'll show you what I did originally that had it running for a while, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do, which is going to be the final solution to it, hopefully. And then I'll show you guys an update video later on, I guess, with what had to get done to fix it. And hopefully in the next video I can show you it actually running, which I can't promise, but I'm hoping, because everything else is frustrating. I'll quickly show you guys here what is happening with the truck and why it's not running, and what kind of the symptoms are of it that make me believe this is what's happening. But to the best of my knowledge, what happens is when you try to start the truck and it doesn't sense the proper signal from the ignition and the Passlock module and everything, what'll happen is I believe it just kills the fuel pump, and then it sputters and dies. And sometimes it'll run for 2 seconds. Sometimes it won't even get that far. But I'll show you here quick, and then I'll get to showing you the temporary solution that works sometimes but doesn't always work. So here I'm inside the truck, and when I go to turn the key in the ignition here, fuel pump comes on, just dies right away. Try it again. And that's the most you can get out of it right there. That's about it. And then see, nothing. So the first and easiest fix, as far as I know, is underneath the steering column here, you can pull this little clamshell plastic piece off, and there's 3 wires under here. One's yellow, one's black, and one's red and white, I believe. I think depending on the year, the colors might be a little different, but that's what these were. And one of them is a signal to and from the ignition, and then one is just a 12-volt line, I believe. And I think the way it works off of a resistance through the key and the magnet and the way, I don't exactly know how it all works, but what you can do is you cut the yellow wire and the black one, which you then put a resistor depending on the resistance, which you measure before. Like, you'll peel the wires back and measure it beforehand with a multimeter and see what your resistance is, and then you got to find a resistor that is going to give you the similar resistance, and you put the yellow one to the black one, and then you can discard the other opposite ends with the resistance or the resistor, and that will show you, or it'll trick the system into believing that the system is hooked up properly and it's reading the proper code, which should send a signal to the PCM telling you that everything is good to go and the truck will start and stay running. And that's what most guys do. It's the easiest way. This is the actual module, the Passlock VATS module thing. It was up underneath the dash here, underneath the steering wheel above the gas pedal, and it's hooked up. With the bypass in it, you shouldn't need it at all. Like, you can just unhook it and throw it in the garbage or save it and put it up on the shelf as a reminder. But the truck ran for a while, and all of a sudden now it's not running. You can put this module back in. It doesn't make a difference. You can play with the resistance through the resistor. You can try different ones. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Usually if it's close enough, it'll work. But as far as, like, this is garbage, it doesn't work. The new bypass doesn't work. So I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then I'll try to get you guys an update later on. So after researching online for months throughout the winter here, when I haven't really had time to work on the truck, I found a couple different companies, some in Canada and some in the United States, that do a you can bench flash them or reprogram them or whatever. Some guys, I think, can do it from home with like an HP tuners program. And you can disable the VAT system and just completely wipe it off with a PCM. But to do that, you need to either be able to flash it yourself or send it somewhere that will accept it and do it. Obviously, you got to pay for it. So that's my plan. And the company that I decided to go with, they're called Black Bear Performance. I believe they're out of Hayden, Idaho, I think is what the website said. So I'm going to pull the PCM, mail it away to them. You pay $125 US, I think, is what the website says. And then you fill out a form, send it to them. You send the PCM with it. They'll flash it, send it back to you. It should have the VATs completely disabled on it, and you should just be able to jam it back in the truck and fire it up and go. So we'll do that right now. I'll pull it out, I'll get it sent away, and then probably by the time you see this video, I think I'm going to post this next week on one of the days. I just posted one today, so I don't want to be throwing too many up at a time. So I'll probably throw this up next week, and then hopefully by then I have it sent away and either back and in the truck running, or we'll put it back in the truck at that time, and I'll throw the video together and get it running at that time. So I'll quickly show you what you got to do anyway, and then we'll get it sent away. So this is the module they want here, this one. It's on my truck, it is on the driver's side, under the hood. Here's one of the batteries, it's kind of in the middle. And there's 4 connectors going into it. They're all labeled. There's white, blue, black, and red. And all you gotta do is you pull, I won't be able to do it with one hand here. You gotta pull these blue clips off. There's one on each here, just kind of holding it down. And then you can pop this little tab up. I'll see if I can do it here. You pop this up without breaking it, hopefully. And once you get that up, you just pull it off. And you don't have to worry about remembering which is which, because they're actually color coded. Like this one's white. I'll pull the black one off and you can see what it looks like too. This is not that easy with one hand. Yeah, so you can see this is black here. This one's white or clear or whatever. And then the blue and the red one, which are underneath here. They're kind of hard to tell. They're also down there. They are also color coded. And then you just got to pull. There's a little metal tab here. This thing just goes over top of it. Pull that out. And then you can kind of lift this up out of the way. And once it's disconnected, it comes right out. It's not that easy. There we go. And this is what we'll have to get sent away. And then, yeah, so you can see it's blue and red. They're labeled. And they're that color, so you don't have to worry about it. So now that I showed you guys what to look for, and kind of some of the symptoms and stuff, I'm going to get it sent away. I'm just got to ship it off. Like I said, you got to go on their website and just pay. You just got to find it. I could probably link it. I'll link it below if I remember. And you can go on there and you just got to fill it up, the information out. They want your VIN number and a few other things, obviously your information, and you got to pay for it. And it's $125 US. Then they send you a form to ship in the box with the package. You can also email them. They responded right away. Like I sent them a message last night, which was Sunday, and they had an answer first thing Monday morning. So they're super good to work with as far as I can tell. I've seen a couple other people recommend them online, so I'll try to get this sent away today, hopefully, and then I'll give you guys an update with it running. Fingers crossed it's running anyway. Probably next week or within the next couple weeks whenever I get it back. And yeah, I'll have an update for you then, and then I'll let you know how it goes with a review, I guess, on the company and how their service was. And then we get to start playing with other stuff that the truck needs. And once it's running, it'll be way easier to work on. I got to find a little bit of an electrical problem. The battery, if you leave it sit for a month or so, the battery goes completely dead. One of them, not both of them, because I don't think they're connected together. One's a starting battery. So we'll look into that. And then I got to do some fiberglass work. If I'm going to save the rear fender, I might just get new ones. I found a company I think they're out of Los Angeles maybe, that'll ship them to me, but depending on the price, I think they're $1,500 to order plus shipping. And that's US, and I'm in Canada, so that's like $4 million because their Canadian dollar sucks so bad. But anyway, I'll get that sent off and I'll throw you guys a video together in a week or so. Don't forget to like and comment and come back if you guys have the same issue, and hopefully I can help you guys solve it or kind of point you in the right direction. Thanks. Bye.